What is up, Vloggy Vlog? Welcome back
to our channel.
To my channel. As you guys probably can see, we are in a little bit of a different setting than in the last couple of vlogs. We have officially made it to Miami. We've been here for
a week. Not even 4 days.
Probably 4 or 5 days. And today in this vlog, we kind of wanted to talk about our first feelings about this place.
Is it worth the hype? Is it better than Texas? Do we think that we made the right decision? Do you think that we made like a terrible decision?
You need to try to hide your emotions a little bit when you talk about it. So there is some suspense in the video, and then both of us are like...
I think we made a terrible decision.
Oh no, again.
We shouldn't have moved from Texas.
Again.
Oh shoot.
So today we kind of wanted to take you guys along on an example of our day, or how our days have been looking like for the past couple of days. Just show you around and share with you how we actually feel about this move. Obviously, everything is still pretty messy, pretty chaotic, stressful. We still have boxes everywhere. That's gonna take us probably a couple of months to actually tackle all of it.
It shouldn't take that long. We're doing like a much better job. We've gotten through a lot of the stuff. Your closet kinda almost, is
well, luckily, I think if we're moving here before the pregnancy or after the pregnancy, when I'm still fitting in majority of my clothes, that would be a much bigger issue. But because I don't fit in a lot of my old clothes, we could actually separate them and list them for sale or donate them or just put them away for the next year.
Yeah, I think we should say that that's the slowdown with packing. It's not that we are just unable to unpack the boxes. It's that the majority of the items that need to be unpacked are things that are for sale. So you have to take it out of the box, take photos of it, put it up on the website or whatever, wherever, Poshmark or wherever you're selling it. So it's way more time consuming than just unpacking. All of the normal stuff, all of the dishes and all of that stuff, we got through all that in the first day. So now it's just the stuff that we are trying to get rid of.
Yeah, no, we definitely have unpacked whatever we need for basic living. Now we just have some extra things. And again, if you're new here, for the past 7 or 8 years, we've lived in massive houses. And this is the first time in 8 years that we are living in an apartment. So obviously, when you live in a house, you tend to hoard and collect a lot of things, keep them in the garage. So we actually had to make a lot of sacrifices to get rid of a lot of things and sell them. But most of livable things that we need to exist are definitely out. We're still missing some pieces of furniture and interior. I know a lot of you guys are waiting for the apartment tour. Unfortunately, this is not going to be this video. I want to kind of make the apartment nice and make it home first before showing you how we decorated it, what our interior looks like, the view, and so on. So today we just kind of want to take you along on our day.
And give a kind of an update of what we've been doing for the last week and some of the changes. I think we changed baby names 3 times in the last couple days.
But we're testing. But they don't, you guys don't know the original name either. So we've been testing names for sure.
Yeah. As soon as we got here, I think had a gym membership within the first 3 hours. So that's, expected, I feel for us.
Yeah. This was probably the fastest time I found a Pilates studio, just because, and we're going to talk about it later on in the video, but everything, we always thought that OC, everything was in such close proximity to us.
It was for driving though, but it wasn't so close walking. Here, everything is just the same time. You could get anywhere in OC in 3 minutes or 4 minutes by car, but here you get everything 3 or 4 minutes walking. It's insane.
Yeah.
And we kind of had a running joke yesterday where I told Marta to text me because I filled up the car and I want to know how long a tank of gas lasts here, because I don't really see any reason for us to use the car other than we had to drop our mom off at the airport, which is kind of another update for you guys. She left and took Mishik back home. Toby, come on.
It's not for the reason because we downgraded, because a lot of you guys think maybe we don't have space for her. That is not the reason.
I mean, we kind of don't. It's
right, but that was not the reason. The original plan, and I've talked about it, the original plan was for my mom to be here until spring. She was supposed to be here only till March, but we asked her to stay longer to cover watching our animals when we travel. So she extended until May, but originally she was supposed to go back in March and then be home in Poland until fall, and then in fall come back here again to kind of escape the winter, you know?
Okay, but
That's kind of the
can we
setup.
like be honest about what's really happening with your mom? Because in Texas, she wanted to go back to Poland. Like she was in Texas, she was like, "Oh, you know, I feel like I
need
have
to
to
go
go
back
back.
now."
I have my cat foundation. I have to do stuff."
No,
And then
but
we-
she was like, if you need me, I'll extend.
I'll
but
come
like I
back.
would prefer to, you know, to go back in March.
And
She
then
was
we
ready to
pulled
go.
up to Miami, and then she's like, you know, that stuff can actually wait a little while. Like I don't need to go back right now.
She's like if you need me, like I can come back anytime.
She's like,
I
well, you
can-
guys wanted to leave in July or June, right? You know, I'll come back and watch
She's like, any
Shobi.
plane, like I can have 5 layovers. And I'm like, okay, I see how things are.
Yeah, so that switched pretty quick. So she'll be
Yeah.
back, I'm sure, within like the next month because we have a couple big trips coming up, which is another life update. We have so much going on.
We have a lot of going on, a lot of updates, but I think we should, guys, we should leave our apartment. We have a lot of errands to run.
Yeah.
So we're going to take you guys along and kind of talk about
What we like and what we don't like about Miami.
major updates of our lives. too.
Updates on life. I'll try to figure out some things I don't like about Miami while I'm at it.
Think really hard.
I feel like part of the reason that we've been so slow with getting this place unpacked too is that we had to set up this entire kind of like warehouse that we had going on, and you've been posting a lot, so we kind of get swarmed with orders. This is just from yesterday, and every day we have to start the day and do this, and the warehouse isn't set up, so it's like finding all the packages just takes so long to do.
Yeah,
But-
and we used to have, I don't know if we showed you guys, but we used to have all of it in our garage, so it was kind of like much easier than having it stuffed in the closet and in the room.
And
you
now
know?
we have an entire baby room full of bins, so I'm hoping all of it sells before
the baby's
the baby
here.
comes, because we need some place to put him. So, but also can't complain because you guys are awesome in buying all of this stuff. So
Yeah, we love you guys. I actually am always so excited to do it, like pack the orders. It's like one of my favorite things to do in
yeah,
a day.
she's like very competitive when we do it. Like,
I get very
why does it have to
bossy.
be a competition? She's yelling at me, telling me what to do.
I get very bossy, that is true.
Crossover flare now. Dude, jeez. I made this because I didn't want to work for another person. I want to just work for you.
I don't think we said what we're doing.
What do you mean?
That we're packing our We're Active orders.
Oh. Yeah.
That's what we're doing, you guys. So we do have an activewear brand. For those of you who are not here and maybe not aware, it's wearactive.co.
Link
And we
in the
were
description.
running a 50% sale for the past weekend, so we got a bunch of orders, which is really nice. And again, we're very, very thankful for your guys' support. But if you want to check it out, I'm gonna probably leave the link down below so you guys can go on the website and see what clothes we have. We really pride ourselves in the great quality, so everybody, like there's so many reorders, like people get it and then they message me how much they love the clothing. So if you want to check it out, do, no pressure, but we obviously love the support, and again, thank you so much.
Guys, I crushed my finger in the gym. Thank God that it happened after we started, like, for the most part, got everything moved, because that would have been terrible. But the entire nail is coming off. I would add photos, but I don't want to get demonetized because it's pretty gross. And it's really just messed up my day.
It's just like a bad spot because the
Yeah.
finger, obviously, like if your nail is coming off, it's so painful. Like even if your nail breaks, it's so painful. So imagine your entire nail coming off.
And I crushed it in between two dumbbells. Just really put a damper on my day.
damper. we're on Lincoln Street or Lincoln Boulevard. I'm not
maybe?
sure.
Oh,
Maybe
road.
Boulevard Road,
Lincoln Road.
which is kind of like an area it's like an outside mall that's like full of all the stores you can possibly imagine. It's closed down to the traffic, so a lot of tourists come here to shop. There's literally every store you can possibly imagine, like Mac, Zara, H&M.
And it's like
all
a block
the food
away
places,
from our house.
and it's a block away from our places, which I don't think we knew when we were moving here that this exists here, right? Like
No,
I think
we
we're like doing the research and we're like, oh my god, this is actually perfect. Because if you've been to Europe, there's gonna be a lot of Europe comparing in this video, because I feel like Miami reminds me so much more of Europe than like any other place we lived in the United States, which is really nice, because I think that's why I feel like I belong here way more.
I mean, I feel like the people do, because there's so much European people, and then the restaurants, because they have like
the outdoor patios with the gardens, like there's some B-roll of that, like people just sitting outside enjoying pizza. There's like Italian music playing in Italian restaurants.
But this
and
climate is not European.
it is.
Well,
like,
yeah, in some
like
places.
Italy during summer.
Not
is
your
definitely
European.
not. Definitely not.
Yeah.
Well, Poland during summer is also like this hot.
Yeah.
But I actually, for now, I enjoy like wearing dresses and like shorts. Like I don't like wearing long pants. Like I like my skin to breathe. So it's been actually really nice, and I just can't wait until the just wait people come into the comments and be like, just wait until June, July, just wait until hurricane season. Like, okay guys, like I get it. As I said in my TikTok video, there is no perfect place to live anywhere in the world. Like you will find negatives in any place that you live, but so far this has been amazing. I actually don't mind humidity, I don't mind the heat. I'm usually like 10 degrees cooler than Randy, so for me it's like totally fine. And again, having this walkable area right next to our house, I don't like really shopping, but just having that as a walk to the post office, or like pick up the packages, or like just grab a quick coffee, you know, it's nice. So I think we're really glad and fortunate that we picked the area that we picked, because it is extremely walkable. We just dropped off the packages, we picked up our other package, we grabbed a delicious coffee. Now we're going to a DHL location. Like everything you can possibly imagine is like within 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Okay, I'm like exaggerating, but like 10-15 minute walk. So it's really nice. We get a lot of steps in and we don't even have to think about it twice. Okay, this is actually like a very different day than the rest of the days for us, because we are using the car. As we mentioned at the beginning of this video, like we don't use our car here at all. Like we walk to the grocery store, we walk to the post office, we walk to Pilates, we walk to get coffee, we walk everywhere. So we use car probably like every 4 or 5 days. But we went to pick up the package. We have like a separate package place where we ship our packages, just so it's like secure. Sometimes in apartment buildings, you know, you never know, like the package might get lost. So whenever we have something more important, we got like a place where we can ship all the packages, and it's just way more secure because they're not getting lost. And we came to pick it up on foot, and we didn't realize that the box was actually massive, so we had to go back, pick up the car, and now we came with the car. Another thing, we have to pick up some water. We used to have like a water delivery, and if you're interested, I would highly recommend getting like Sparklets or something like that, water delivery. I don't support like drinking out of plastic, and they deliver those huge gallons, not gallons, I think they're like even bigger, like those huge massive bottles of water that are glass, and you just set up a dispenser in your house and you have hot and cold water on demand, and every 2 weeks they come, they grab the glass bottles and they deliver new ones. But because we moved, we had to switch the services, and we have to find a new service because Sparklets doesn't deliver here. So anyhow, that's also like a really heavy thing, obviously, to drag. So delivery with water is just much easier, especially if you live in an apartment building and you have to walk from the parking lot to your apartment with the waters. That's really heavy. It's just much more convenient if it's delivered straight to your door. I've been literally telling Randy that I want to buy like a shopping cart so we can go like grocery shopping with a shopping cart, and he said I can use it in an apartment building, but I can't use it on the streets because I'm gonna look ridiculous. But I do see people here walking around with shopping carts, like, and they don't look homeless. Like, it's actually like normal people walking around with shopping carts. So help me convince Randy that it's okay if I grab a shopping cart and, you know, just drag it on the sidewalks. Here is Randy with our massive package. Poor guy with his literally broken finger, and he has to like drag all these heavy things. But right now we're also going to stop in the grocery store to grab some water, and we found the first thing that is quite annoying. There is no DHL point anywhere close. There is one that's like a 30-minute walk, which today for me it was just too much in this heat. We already walked so much. I'm pretty sure that by 1 p.m. we already had like 15,000 steps done.
We failed is what happened.
We
had a mission to never use this car again, and we lasted like 6 hours.
How would you transport this massive package?
I had a plan. I was gonna strap it to the bike, to the basket, like zip. I mean, if we didn't have a car, we would have figured it out. That's all I'm saying. And we gave in. And we gave up our prime parking spot. And I'm very upset about it.
So the one thing that we found that is inconvenient so far is the lack of DHL, like within 15-minute
Yeah,
walk,
but we just haven't found one yet. I feel like we'll find one.
But we've tried so many places that say that they have it, but so I guess UPS used to do it.
I could just
like,
not ship with DHL too, though. So.
Yeah, but like if you need DHL, like
but
specifically. No, but I'm saying if you live here, like you specifically need DHL. So if you're a person who needs DHL and wants to move to Miami Beach, I would reconsider.
No, because DHL offers pickups.
That's true.
Like I could just message them and they would come to me to pick it up.
That's true.
So
yeah, I mean, we're trying to find some negatives, okay? And like we're gonna talk about it too. It's just hard to think of any.
When you got to Texas, you immediately were like, okay, well, I don't know about the area, but I really like the house, right? And oh, I can't find Pilates, but I really like the house. And you were like, now it's like, you're like, okay, there has to be something wrong, you know?
Yeah.
You can't find anything. So.
I just feel like for the past couple of days, like I think Randy is like really fed up because I self-diagnosed myself with being bipolar. Like I can literally go from like happy to upset so fast. But the level of happiness I've been experiencing for the past 4 or 5 days, as long as we've been here, is like on another level of happiness.
I'm just waiting for it to all come crashing down.
That's usually what happens. There's like a build-up of me being like over happy, over the top. I've been literally like dancing around the house, singing, like I don't know, like I'm just so overfilled with joy and happiness that we're here. And I don't know, I just feel like it was truly the best decision for our situation. I don't think that this place is great for everyone though. Like I must say, like I don't think that everybody would thrive here and be happy. And I think we can talk about it too.
I don't know how much you want to get into right now, but also like Miami Beach versus Miami.
Completely two different things.
Because it's like we've toured a bunch of areas in where was it yesterday?
Oh, Wynwood.
Wynwood, yeah. Total like downtown vibes, and I get it's like a kind of like an artsy district with like it's like hip, but there's like homeless people everywhere too, and it didn't feel walkable. I don't think you could just like take the stroller out and feel safe there.
Yeah, it didn't feel like clean and safe for sure. It definitely felt completely different than here.
And in a lot of other vlogs we talked about how we're looking for like the Beverly Hills bubble, right? Whereas like Beverly Hills is inside of Los Angeles, but it's a different city. It has different rules. It's clean, it's safe. You can walk around and you don't feel like you're in this massive city. You feel like you're kind of in a small town, but with access to everything. And Miami Beach is definitely that. It's has everything that we need. I feel like it's like Sunday morning you get out and you walk around and it's like quiet still on the streets.
Yeah.
It's like it's so interesting, but then you're still in this massive city.
And it probably sounds like we're just looking for like bougie places, because obviously Beverly Hills is considered like a bougie place, and Miami Beach too, and that's not the case at all. I just think that both of those places are like those bubbles within a big city that are just like safe and clean. And of course there's a lot of problems in Miami Beach, the same in Beverly Hills. Like the majority of it is just like those are touristy places, so you have tourists everywhere. But where we live right now in Miami Beach, it's a very residential area. Like there's no tourists at all. Of course, if you get to like Lincoln, where we went today with the restaurants and shops, there's a lot of tourists. But even during the week, like it's
quiet.
It's quiet.
Yeah.
It's not bad. Like we came here actually to tour our apartments during spring break, and even that wasn't bad at all.
Well, I mean,
like,
the other side was like very busy, and coming in and off the island, it's like when people talk about the traffic here, it's always just like on the bridges.
But you don't have to
Yeah,
leave.
we don't leave. So
That's the
then
thing.
why
That's
would you?
that's when you find that bubble that truly has everything, you know, like the salons, the Pilates, the whatever, like everything is on this side of the bridge. Like we don't ever have to cross unless, you know, like we're meeting friends, or yesterday we went there to like grab coffee with friends and stuff like that. So that's the only reason why.
I think like that's almost like the only negative I can think of is the fact that we're doing so much here. Like in Texas, there was nowhere to like, because we were so far outside of Austin, you would have to drive 45 minutes to like go to like good places and stuff like that. And I'm sure Austin has incredible restaurants and places to go and awesome coffee shops. It's just not where we were. And we weren't willing to drive an hour every single time. We just wanted a good coffee or something. But here, I mean, we're talking to so many people. We're like bumping into people that we've met before. And we have like constant plans now. Like we're out of the house constantly. Tomorrow is already packed with things that we have to do. So it's like, I know it's almost like it's harder to get work done.
I think we're also in like this initial stage where we're just so excited that we're still like trying to explore and do everything on foot. We actually met multiple people that we knew from LA that live in our apartment building right now. Like which is so crazy.
But yeah, I mean, I used to work out with this guy in Beverly Hills, and
now he lives here in our
we
apartment
live in the
building.
same building. It's wild.
No, we definitely made so many connections, and you know, everybody talks about how friendly people in Texas are, and of course we didn't have that many interactions because we were like in the outskirts and like there was not much of a young community. But here, just like talking to people in the elevator or like Pilates, whatever, like everybody is so friendly. And that's another thing that I think Randy mentioned before. There's so many international people here, which is shocking to me because LA is a very international place, but I don't think we've met so many international people. We did, but I think here it's like even more, you know?
You just walk around and listen to all the different conversations, and there's so many languages.
There's
it's
so
crazy.
many French people.
Oh yeah, for sure.
French, Italians.
If you
I've
just
heard
walk
Polish.
on Lincoln, there's so many.
But even Polish people in
there's a
Trader
bunch,
Joe's
yeah.
and like on Lincoln and stuff. So there's just so many nationalities here, which is nice because it makes me feel more, like I said, home. It makes me feel like, okay, I'm not the only one that's like different. And like, you know, like we all made it here from somewhere else and we're all trying to fit in. But again, like I just noticed that everybody is just so nice and so welcoming, and like even like small talks are like very friendly and not very superficial, because they can be like in LA or California. I think a lot of talks are just like BS, you know, which
Also,
I don't
just,
like.
I
But
I didn't talk to as many people in California as I talked to here, and maybe I'm just trying to make more of an attempt of it. that I'm here, so it might just be kind
I just
of on
think
myself.
people are
Yeah.
more, but I think it's like when you live here and you have the beach and you have the palm trees, and it's just hard to be sad.
Yeah,
And
that's
like,
true.
I think people are just more like truly happier here, you know? I don't know. I just there truly there was something. What was it? Somebody was talking in the video, the Miami effect or whatever.
That everyone gets hotter in Miami.
That everybody just like is better looking, and
Well, it's like when
It's-
it definitely pushes you, because you go outside in the morning and you see people running, and it's the same thing like when we were in Sweden and we walked outside in the morning and there was no cars on the street. Every single person was on a bike.
yeah.
And it's like, if you live there, it's like, what are you going to do? Of course you're going to grab a bike. Like, that's what
Yeah.
everyone's doing. And when everyone in your neighborhood is outside running in the morning and they're shirtless, it's like you want to be
Everybody's
outside running
tan
and
and
tan and
beautiful.
shirtless too. Like, and so you start to build healthier habits.
Yeah, which we already had, but I think it's nice to find the kind of like this sense of like, oh, everybody here is kind of about the same.
I mean,
you
those
know?
are things that we've always cared about, but now it's like there's way more people that are like-minded.
Yeah, exactly. I think that's why the connection is just so much easier with just random people we meet, you know?
So, but maybe it's too
But-
soon right now.
Maybe again, maybe we're just so like hyped up and on cloud nine right now that we're just like overlook all the negatives. But we've met so many people that like moved here a couple of years ago and they keep staying and extending. So we've said that this is going to be only 1 year and we're going back to California, and I can tell you
Yeah.
that I don't think that's the case anymore.
We'll see in
But
a
we'll
few
see.
months.
We'll see in
It
a
is
couple
hot.
more.
Like, let's not pretend like it's 90 degrees outside, humidity's high,
Just wait.
midday. It's
wait.
it's pretty
until
warm.
June, July.
but also California's warm, so
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, let's see if I can make it to drop off this package without GPS.
Let's. He's not. Let's go.
That guy is so nice. I don't know how he remembers me. I dropped off one package and then he's just like, "Oh, my friend."
We love
He's like,
that.
DHL again? I'm like, how do you remember me?
Maybe nobody ships it. Very important on the way back from the grocery store are snacky snacks. I absolutely love when grocery stores have like weighted options for like different trail mixes and nuts and stuff like that, because you always can just grab a little bit of everything and
I
try
like
it
trying
out.
them in the store.
Really?
Yeah.
I wasn't gonna be so honest with the vlog.
When I get my snacks.
No, but that's something that my dad taught me. As a child, we would always go to Tesco. I don't know if you've been in Poland. I think Tesco still exists. I don't know if it's still in Poland, but we would always go to Tesco, and he would be just like, I can buy it if I don't try it. So he would just like fill the bag and like
That's
walk around
kinda
the
true.
store and eat. But
I won't like grab and dip my hands into it. I just take the spoon and pour a little bit into my hand. Or what I'll do is, I mean, you do it the best way. You fill the bag and then you like weigh it and then you eat it as you go.
of course, but I already weighted it, so it's
Yeah,
like
so
it's
not
legal.
stealing. But, I
But
mean,
my dad, what he was doing, like that's not something you teach a little kid, you know? Like, absolutely not. Okay, we're on our final walk, final getting steps today. We have Toby with us right now. This dog is honestly living his best life ever since we moved to Miami, because he goes outside for walks and to the dog park probably 6 or 7 times a day. So something we didn't tell you guys, but like in our apartment building, it is extremely dog friendly. We have 2 dog parks. We have a massive field where people like throw the ball for the dogs. This is our backyard, you guys. It doesn't look as sick on the video, but right now there is sunset, so I got a better shot on the phone so you guys can see how absolutely stunning it is. And the whole complex has dry cleaning,
It's Botox. It has like a
med
med
spa,
spa.
gym. We found
Oh,
a store, which was newsflash to us. We didn't know there was a store in the complex as well. 2 pools. Everybody seems so friendly and so
everybody has
welcoming.
dogs. It's like 90% of the people who live in this building have an animal. So
And we already met so many people who can babysit just in case my mom can't make it, or they also have a pet care daycare where you can like leave your dogs, or they can come even to your apartments and like grab Toby whenever like we want for them to like walk him when we're busy or whenever we have a baby and we're gonna be kind of out of service for a little bit. Okay, we had to move inside. There was so many people walking on the boardwalk. Actually, this was the first time probably that we were there for sunset.
yeah, it
Like
seems
during
like
the day.
everybody's there for sunset.
Seems like it's. I think it's open to the public, right? So
Yeah,
probably
because I've
that's
been
why.
out there like this morning and this afternoon,
Empty.
and there's no people ever there. So I was just like, oh, we'll just shoot there during sunset.
Because usually in the evenings we just take Toby to the park downstairs to like throw ball and stuff. We don't do walks, but we kind of wanted to show you guys the boardwalk and like the view, but not the best idea to be talking there.
And we're too nervous to do this in front of people.
Maybe.
No, I just get anxious. Like some guy like just came up and walked and started petting Toby like while we're trying to record. So I
So
want to know, is Miami for everybody? Is it worth the hype?
I think it is definitely not for everybody.
Not for who?
It's not for everybody, 1000%. It's like any place, like if you're looking for, you know, a lot of land, like there's people thriving in places like Texas, like
Yeah.
your parents, for example, like they would not thrive here.
Dude, my mom is gonna watch this and she's gonna text and be like, I would thrive there.
No, I'm just saying, my point is that
People
they
like
like the
seasons,
space.
and I understand it. But yeah, people like space, and
Like
people like to have
space,
land.
people
I
like
get
to have
that.
land. And I don't think my mom like would thrive here too. I think she thinks this is a great place because she's been here a couple of days, and you know, a couple of days here probably would be great for her, like a week, 2, maybe a little bit longer. But I don't think she would see herself living here. She does not thrive in a heat like this. Like
Yeah.
she was struggling with the heat. Like even on the bike and stuff, she was coming back home with like red cheeks and stuff. And it's not from the sunburn, it's just from the heat. That definitely can be a problem for some.
Okay.
Obviously,
But now let's just focus on you. No matter what, there's going to be people who hate on anything that's nice. So, there's definitely people that don't like Miami, but like I want to, all of those people aside, I just want to know what your opinion is and whether or not you think it's the right move for you. Was it a bad decision? We just left Texas, we left California. Everybody by now should know that you love California. Is Miami potentially going to be a place that you think is better than California, as good, or is it doesn't even stand a chance? Or do you think that we should have left Texas and just went back to California? Like where are we standing 5 days living in Miami?
5 days living in.
So,
I must say that after 5 days in Texas, I knew that we made a massive
I
mistake.
think after 5 minutes in Texas, you knew it was a mistake.
No, because you guys have seen my first video, and I think
And you
I
were
was
happy. Like
I
you
was
were,
happy because I think I was so happy about the house.
and yeah, it's like I don't want people to think like she was faking it. Like there were great things about Texas. The house was incredible, and there's no way that I would ever say that this house is as nice as the one that we had in Texas. The Texas house was way, way, way better.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just the area, and I think you've been very, very open about that since the very beginning, just could not compare.
Yeah.
And this place has an incredible area, and honestly, this apartment is nice, and what it has around us as far as like the community and all the amenities makes it so much better.
I just think for our current situation we're in, being, you know, on the last couple of months of pregnancy and then having a baby, I think having all the amenities that the apartment has and like our area has, everything is area. Everything that this place has to offer is just 100% ideal for our situation. I know that there will be a period of time, you know, where I can't walk that far, or, you know, walking is not recommended. and you have to be a little bit more careful. Like here, I can just walk on the boardwalk and, still get my steps in, still get some fresh air and stuff like that. So I've never been happier, honestly, and I'm sure like you guys have seen in this entire vlog and like on my
I think
Instagram.
when we first moved to Beverly Hills is the last time that I remember you being this like happy about where you live.
And again, it may seem like I'm just searching for this bouginess, but that's not like, because people may associate,
but it's not
like,
even like bougie
it's not
things.
that,
it's not like we're here because we want to spend $200 a night every night at dinners,
or like that we have
and
a yacht. Like we live in a 2-bedroom apartment right now.
Like we still are shopping at Trader Joe's, and we're still at
For me, I think the ultimate happiness, and I connected the dots, is truly the walkability, and the walkability score here is fantastic. It's
perfect.
10 out of 10, and I didn't expect it to be this good. Like those first couple of days, realizing that I can walk to Pilates, that's 10 minutes away, Trader Joe's right here, Whole Foods, all the grocery stores you can possibly imagine. There's farmers market walking distance. Like we truly don't need the car. Like I think that's the biggest thing. I just felt so imprisoned in Texas. Like the fact that we had to get in a car and drive 45 minutes to go on a walk.
Everywhere that we wanted to go.
But to go on a walk.
And now it's like, we almost didn't have to use the car at all today.
So I think that's the ultimate happiness. Like it's so simple, and I think after being in Texas, it made me realize that is truly the most important thing for me to be happy, because in Europe we're so used to walking. We have Żabka everywhere in Poland, on every corner, and we just walk so much. I walked for 20 years of my life to school and back. I'm just so used to walking, that feeling so imprisoned and like truly a prisoner of a car in the States for so many years was just something that was taking my happiness away. So it's so hard to like hide the smile, Again, it is so hard to fake it. But do I think that Miami is better than OC? Yeah. I think we're going to extend. I know that I've said that this is just a move for
We'll
1 year. But here is the thing. We are big time skiers, hikers. We love national parks.
We have the ability to do those things. Like, we're very lucky with our jobs that we can kind of like set our work to be in a way where we get paid to go to places like that, and we can work from those places, which is awesome. That's something that we'll probably talk about in our next vlog, is we have some huge trips coming up. So we're like going to be in New Zealand most likely in June. And
let's confirm it.
That's their winter season. So where they're like, do you guys want to ski and snowboard? Which obviously she can't, but I can. So, so it's like we were going to have those opportunities. So it's kind of going to be able, I could see how this, if I just lived in Miami and I was in this tropical weather for 365 days a year, it would get old for sure. Mm-hmm. But I think we have the ability where we get to break it up, and we're going to find that this being a base for us works so much better than it would work for most other people.
Yes.
But maybe in 6 months I'm going to come back and say that I can't stand the humidity anymore and I just need to get out of here.
We talk about it all the time, but it's been 5 days. It's just hard to judge your entire future of 5 days. To me, in my head, this is a great place for 2, 3, maybe 4 years.
Decades.
Maybe 4 years, but then, I grew up in a place where you can drive an hour and a half. I had a family living in the mountains, and I, learned how to ski, how to snowboard, and I went hiking, and I spent a lot of time in the mountains, in nature, and, I went camping and stuff like that. So I could see us being back in California, just because I want to give the same experience to our kids of the variety of the nature and the national parks, or possibly maybe going to Europe, never say never. We'll see. Right now our work is a little bit tight to being in the United States.
I feel like my opinion's going to change too, though, because like when we first were talking about this apartment, we were saying that, oh, well, we probably don't want to raise our son in an apartment building. But now like I'm here and I see all these kids and all these moms with like the strollers, and all the kids running around. And on Sunday we went to the pool and had all the kids in the pool, and they're all playing with each other. And I'm like, wait, this might actually be like a really cool way to do it.
Especially that we
didn't
don't have
consider.
many friends that have
Yeah.
kids,
But
so
now
that
we're
would
like
be
constantly
surrounded by it.
And I don't know. I just think that I might drastically change my opinion about everything. You know.
Yeah,
Not
I
saying
mean-
I want to live in an apartment forever, but it is kind of like a cool way to do it and to have this community around you.
And I think we forgot. And also, like, we lived in just a little bit of a different apartment last time. We're in Koreatown.
And we were
there's-
like the only white people in the
yeah,
entire
and
building,
it's
so,
nothing against,
yeah.
but obviously, like, they keep in their community a lot, and it was kind of hard for us to
Yeah.
like break in and like make connections because they have so much culturally in common. You know, it's kind of like us Eastern Europeans fighting each other wherever we are, you know, in the world too. So we just have so much more to connect on. So there we kind of like stood out a lot, and we didn't. We made some friends, but we didn't make many connections just because we were from a different culture. And there's nothing against it. Everybody was very nice. It was just, you know, hard to break into those groups that were kind of like high school, you know, how like
Yeah.
you have the groups forming.
Cliques.
And here I think the community again is so international. There's just so many people, so many, that's the word I can say. Entrepreneurs
Yeah.
from, you know, different businesses and people working remotely. And we've met, you know, people from France, and I hear so many again French people here and stuff like that. So I just think that's why it's so much easier to make those connections. And again, a lot of people with dogs, it's just like such an easy conversation starter too.
Yeah. Because Toby catches everybody's eye. They have questions about him. He's a silver lab, so he's not very common.
And he's also in people's faces all
Oh,
the
yeah.
time. He's way too friendly, trying to sniff everybody. So yeah, that's our honest opinion, you guys. Okay, lastly, to sum it up, this was the best decision that we've made, 100%. I have zero doubt about it. And I just wanted to quickly give the credit and, you know, the praise where it's due. And I want to give it up to Randy.
Okay, it's not even
And-
that big of a deal.
No, it is
I
a big
wanted
deal.
to come here too.
It is a big deal, but you could have survived in Texas. And I know that there's plenty of partners, and I don't blame them because moving is a lot. And
you
if you're
moved in
doing
and
it
did all of the stuff while pregnant.
right, but
so-
you did it, you know, mostly.
Yeah,
So I'm
but-
saying there is a lot of partners that could have said, you know, are you crazy? Like, we just moved. We're not doing it again. Like, I'm fine here. We can talk about it next year. And what? I would be like, okay, like I have to suck it up, you know? But Randy was just so on board. He saw how unhappy I truly was. And I kind of gave up, you know, you guys. Like, it was not very easy to find somebody to substitute, or like for the first couple of weeks, because we're on the time crunch. We already signed the lease here and we're trying to get out there. So it wasn't the easiest situation to be in. We thought we were going to have to pay rent in two places at the same time, which is obviously tragic. But Randy, you know, sucked it up. He just made full effort to find somebody, and like,
I live by this
It's-
motto, and a lot of people don't know this, but I have this tattoo of a ship, and it's based off of Hernan Cortez, which was the Spanish conquistador. This is going to be, I swear this isn't going to be long, but look, he burnt all of his ships when he went to invade the Aztecs, and what that meant was that his soldiers didn't have anything to run back to, right? So if you burn all of your ships, you're never going to be able to turn around. So what we did was we burnt the ships and we signed a lease on a place, not knowing how we would get out of the other lease, because it left no other option for us to do than just to get out of the lease. So if you force your hand, it's like the idea of taking out a vehicle that you can just barely afford because it will force you to make enough money to be able to afford it, which I don't think you should do.
No,
but, and I'm not saying anybody should live by this model, but it's something that I've always done. And I think that it's kind of like
and I think
always worked.
yeah, and I think that's why it's so nice to have a partner, like I said, like that always has your backing and will always figure it out. Like for Randy, there is no things that are impossible. Like
Not gonna
whenever
pay
I
rent
have
in two places, you better figure it out.
whenever I have an idea for something, he's never saying no or like, are you crazy or this is stupid, but like, how can we make this work, you know?
Yeah.
Which I really appreciate. So thank you.
Okay,
For being
now we
the
lost
best.
all of the lights, so we'll see you guys in
We love you
the next
guys.
one.
and to many more very happy and with stupid big smiles vlogs. We love you.
Bye.